Adobe Premiere Pro is a professional nonlinear editing system that allows you to capture, edit, and organize projects in a variety of different ways.
Okay, so let's get started. First, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Adobe Premiere's Workspace and explain to you the Workspace. This is my viewing monitor. This is where I'm going to be able to reference what I'm editing in my timeline. As I go through, I can click play, and it will play out my video as I have put it together thus far. This is my special effects control panel. You'll see here it says effects control, and you'll see a bunch of different controllers, and you will also pull other controllers into this panel as you're working on your video. Source is not important. My audio station, this is my mixing board to be able to mix the sound to whatever levels I need them to be, so that when I do my final render, I can do a preliminary audio mix down with it. Metadata. As in On Location, you can go through and add metadata to your file and add throughout the entire process, which makes it really nice to be able to add notes and different things about what I'm working on in process. Here is my multimedia storage station, and there are two different sections of this. The first one is for all of my media, and I have actually already set up this project for purpose of this demonstration, but basically if you wanted to add a file, you go down here to import, click on import, pick a file, pick OK, and your file then would show up in this box in this section for you to reference for your video that you're working on or your project. The next section is the effects section, and there are several different files up here. These are different effects that they have that you will need to drag and drop basically into your effects workstation as you're working on your project. One of the really cool additions that Premiere has made is the ability to grab a screenshot from any video clip and to do a quick grab. And so this is Diane Matson. We shot her on green screen. Diane does a series called Dr. Seuss Storytelling, and so right now I am working on the video edit for her to be able to post on her website, so that schools and people that want to hire her to perform for the kids can go into and reference this video. And so one of the things is down here on the bottom right, you'll see a little button that says export frame. You simply click on export frame. I can title whatever I want to this frame shot 1. Pick the type of file I want, which is a JPEG, but you can also do GIF, DPX, PNG, TIFF. Come down here to browse, pick where I want the JPEG to go, and then I just click OK, and that frame, this frame here, will wind up in the file of my choosing, so that I can then add it to my media. Okay, so that's one of the really cool effects now. Also, the really big effect that I wanted to talk about today is the new UltraKey effect for Premiere. UltraKey is a plugin that now allows the filmmaker or editor to work extremely fast with very little heartache or issue, and it works very, very proficiently. One of the things I did when I shot this was I shot it on the screen, and I did not shoot it evenly or I did not light it evenly on purpose, because I had referenced the UltraKey and I had done a little research and wanted to test its effectiveness in the program. And so you'll notice there's probably some shadows here. One of the things you can do, or to start editing with UltraKey, you're going to come over here to your effects panel, and I'm going to click on this and drag and drop it into my effects control panel, and it will show up as such here. Now what I did was I set this up for the speed of this tutorial, but it would normally just pop up here, and then you open it up and you would have this whole reference area here for the UltraKey fine-tuning. So one of the things I can do is I can come over here and click on the box, and I can pick the color to which I want keyed out of my frame. Or now they have this cool eyedropper, and I can click on that, and I just click on the background, and you'll see that it dropped the background out. Then I can go down to my matting, and I can pick if I want. Let's do this here. Take it up to 20, or highlights actually need to go down to 0. And you'll see as I'm clicking on this stuff that things are adjusting. And that takes the shadow out a little more. I can fine tune this way, or I can go up here to custom. Go down here to aggressive, click on aggressive. Now I notice that there's still a shadow here. That's not as tight as I need it for my purposes. So I'm going to actually go up to 100% on the pistils, and it'll drop that out. Now that probably would be okay. In fact, we can reference it here. If I grab the background and slide it back into place, click play, I can see that it actually looks really good. One of the other things that I can do is I can also check my alpha channel. And by checking my alpha channel, it shows me that this shadow is still here, but you'll notice that when I play it, the computer and the program has corrected a lot of the indifferences and done it by itself. Adobe this is an extremely powerful program, and I am very excited to be able to now have this as part of the Area 51 Productions arsenal of professional tools to use. In fact, I will never go back to the tool that I was using, or the editing software I was using, just because this gives me so much flexibility and so many different options now to use when I'm working on my professional work. So that is the Adobe Premiere UltraKeying effect. Well, some of the other cool tools that are in Premiere are the titling effect. Now you can create professional looking titles, and you click on title, you go down to new title, and still I can load the name of the title that I want, the size, all of that stuff in here. Click OK, and it would show up in my, let's close that out now. It would show up here as such. I have several different titling effects here already. I have my director and DP, Diane Matson. That's her titling for this section here. And each one of these can be dropped into the timeline and framed up differently as I need them to be in the final take. Some of the other things that Premiere can do is it starts you off when you open the program with 3 tracks. You have 3 video and 3 audio tracks, but I believe I can go up to 18 to 20 tracks, and I can just simply add tracks by going up to Sequence, Add Track, and all of this is there. Yes, I want an video, and yes, I want an audio track. By clicking on that, oh, there you go. You'll see that it added a separate track for me up here in the timeline that I now can add some more effects to my video edit. Also, by capturing the still frames, you can, if I go over here to the end, this here is a still frame of Diane. I'll move this out of the way so you can see it. That I needed to extend this video clip by about a half a second or so, a couple seconds, and so I moved and I grabbed the very last frame of the take and basically stretched it out so that I could leave this on the screen a little longer. So that is my tutorial for Adobe Premiere. There's a lot of other effects, color correction, and all kinds of stuff. You can reference a lot more information on the Adobe Online website. I want to thank you. It's been fun, and I look forward to talking to you again.
That was Adobe Premiere Pro UltraKey. I'm Deos. Thank you for watching. See you next time.